Last year, hundreds of refugees drowned while fleeing to Greece across the Mediterranean. We are making a mobile application which will display simple animated instructions via a tablet connected to a robotic boat. This visual communication will help rescue workers better ensure that the refugees make it to shore safely. Hi, my name is Catherine and I'm with Team To Be Determined. I'm here to introduce GiftHub, our new application that will help rescue workers involved with the refugee crisis in Europe. War and turmoil in the Middle East have caused an influx of immigrants from Syria, Turkey, and nearby regions across national boundaries. In particular, many of these immigrants flee to Greece. Their journey across the open sea is anything but safe, and hundreds never make it to shore. The Red Cross and other non-governmental organizations are working together to help. As part of these efforts, the NGOs employ an Emily lifeguard robot in cooperation with Dr. Robin Murphy from the Texas A&M Center for Robot-Assisted Search and Rescue. Our project is a direct result of this partnership. To help rescue workers overcome the language barriers they face, we would provide them with a means of using visual communication that can be understood regardless of native languages. Since the Emily vessel can already close the gap between rescue workers and refugee boats, we decided to equip Emily with an Android tablet that could be controlled over a local area network. In order to manage the refugees' lack of experience, we will provide them with a simple animated instructions that show them what they need to do next. These solutions were combined into a single Android application, GiftHub. GiftHub aims to provide users with easy-to-use interface that allows wireless transmission of visual messages. These can be used to relay easily understood instructions, which should help improve the refugees' chance of survival. For the next few minutes, we'll go on a guided tour of GiftHub and we'll get to see how it works inside and out. First, let's see how the app is used. We can imagine how GiftHub will be used in real-world scenarios it was intended for. Here we'll see a rescue operator using GiftHub to send instructions to refugees, which they can see on the display attached to the Emily vessel in the water. After seeing the instructions that the rescue operator sent them, the refugees were able to follow the directions, which will help increase their chance of survival. Before a single line of code was written, a lot of planning took place. We designed the algorithms and decided on data structures and other important technical details. In particular, we laid out the specifics of how the client-server communication would work, as this was one of the largest challenges we faced. When the app is initialized, it registers itself on the network so it can be discoverable by other devices. It instantiates a server socket and a client socket, each having a port number and IP address. Keep in mind that each client needs a receiving and sending thread to handle the data being transmitted. Once the user selects the device to connect to, the clients will establish a connection to the servers. This allows for either the tablet or the phone to be the device that is able to cast the animations. Much of our planning was invested in time management. Taking a divide and conquer strategy allowed us to make use of a Gantt chart, which helped guide us through the development process. Josh worked on front-end development and prototype testing. Nathan and Vincent were our back-end developers and lead quality assurance testers. Diana and I collaborated to develop an intuitive front end, which we put to the test during our user acceptance testing. Our financial budget was easily managed, however. We were able to complete development entirely using university-provided equipment, which meant our financial budget was zero. All of our planning ultimately led to our successful product, GiftHub. Let's take a closer look. To add an animation, the user opens the app and hits the Add button in the top right. This allows them to navigate through their device's internal file storage to locate and upload the desired GIF file. Once they have added the animation, they can see it listed in the list view within the app. Once the desired animations are added, they'll need to connect to another device that they want to send the animations to. They'll start by pressing the Connect button to view a list of available devices to connect to. After selecting one, they now see that they have an established connection. When the user selects an animation from the list, GiftHub transmits the file name and location to the other device, which can then find the file in its own internal storage to display the animation. From this same screen, users can stop the current animation or select a new one. In the case that a user wants to delete an animation, They can simply press and hold on the animation name within the list view. This prompts the user to confirm if they want to delete it, following standard Android development conventions. Our application had a high success rate during the user acceptance testing phase. We gave 20 users the opportunity to use GitHub and provide us with feedback. Overall, the majority of users were able to complete each of our acceptance tests with minimal instruction. These included being able to add an animation, connect the two devices, play an animation, and stop an animation. We were faced with the additional challenge of how to store the files so that they could be played on both the phone and tablet. Due to the limited network available to rescue workers, we decided that the best option was to store the files locally on both devices. Unfortunately, this led to users being confused as to how to navigate the Android storage system to find their downloaded GIFs. We are happy to say that we have now fixed the problem and the available files will be clearly displayed to them upon selecting the Add button. Overall, our acceptance testing participants enjoyed our application and felt it would be relevant in solving the current refugee crisis. As with any new product, there are a number of ways the application could be improved. For example, extending the app to be iOS compatible, allowing two-way communication, and transmitting complete files over the network are all great ideas. It's not hard to imagine that this app could be used in domains outside of refugee work, such as a form of instant messaging. From the beginning, our focus has been to help the rescue workers in Greece, and that focus guided us to finish our product. The refugee crisis in Europe is a perfect example of a way that computing and software can be used to aid in disasters and crises around the world. Our application was designed and developed to help humanitarian relief efforts overcome the obstacles they face today. Now those same obstacles will be less of a challenge thanks to GitHub.